facts, if you realize that the agenda of the people who are benefiting from the border being like this, i.e., revolving door between business and government, UBS Bank was known to launder money for the Mexican cartel. Guess who was on their board? James Comey was on their board. Isn't that weird? Yeah, so I'm trying to tell you that nothing is as it seems. This situation is by design. I mean, it's not that much of a stretch mentally if you think about it. We just never expected it to be this way. We're very naive as a population. We need to get un-naïve as soon as possible. That's why I started Back to Facts. People think I'm partisan. People think I'm weak. People think I'm following, they say I'm following a cult, like, because I gave Trump a fair shake. And because I thought I had independent thinking, and I didn't buy what the media was saying, what they were hyping up, what they were exaggerating. And also their one-source stories, like the guy who helped him with his biography. The guy who helped him write Art of the Deal, his name is Tony something. And he wrote a guest column, I think, I don't know, in New York Magazine maybe, or the New York Times. And I remember I bought it hook, line, and sinker. I mean, he said, his portrayal of Donald Trump was so bad. It's like, he doesn't have an attention span. He didn't really care about the book. I wrote it. And then you read the Art of the Deal, or you get the Cliff Notes, you read the points that he put in there, and you realize that that is what he practices in terms of our adversaries and how we must go to the negotiating table with a very clear recognition of how badly they could F us up as a people and as a planet. So things are not what they seem. I mean, odds are they're not going to be 100% following a certain narrative anyway, but yet we think in talking points. Question all of your talking points, no matter where you stand ideologically. I'm a realist. I don't think ideology is going to have that much of a role going forward. I could be wrong, but basically people who have a blind allegiance to an ideology really aren't able to make decisions based on the circumstances, the individual circumstances. And right now we are locked up as a nation by talking points, firmly cherished beliefs that aren't actually true, at least definitely not all of the time. And we've lost our ability to have independent thinking. So, and there's a lot of info out there about how that all happened. But suffice to say, the guy I put in my article about the the Northern Triangle in Central America and why people were coming here, he had like 10 siblings, okay? Grew up on a farm in this really fertile, rich area of Honduras. And so I said, he had a older brother, they moved to different places. Some of them moved to Mexico. They were being threatened by some really bad gangs. So they all fled in different directions. And he could have, he actually did stay in Mexico for a while working for an older sibling. But ultimately, it was the American dream.